Good evening and welcome to Prime News on My Media Prime. You're watching live from Douala, or we are live from Douala. My name is Genda Peldrin Blanche. Can we begin the news from the west region of the country, where reports confirm 3 alleged bandits are currently under police custody in the west region. They were arrested recently and accused of frequently harassing the locals and the abduction of 2 women from Bafang Island. Sama reports.
According to Commissaire Donfak Jani, Divisional Head of West Regional Judicial Police Station, the trio, Sokunjo Frederick, Fokang Eric, and the last whose identity was not revealed, used a vehicle to pick up their passengers along the way who thought they would be taken to their initial destination, but unfortunately they ended up elsewhere in Bafang. The ladies felt secured, knowing that they were taking a vehicle hitting the road to their destination. But to their greatest dismay, halfway things changed. Some were even taken at the level of Yaoundé, since they are fond of boarding vehicles plying the highway. On arrival at Banjul, the abductors deviate. After the kidnap, they take their victims to this abandoned home, place a call to the family of the abducted, asking for a ransom while torturing and assaulting them.
Hello, good evening. Yes, if you are the family, be aware that Therese has been kidnapped. You need to pay a ransom of 15 million.
It is worth mentioning that some of the fellows were just recently liberated from the Bafoussam prison and few days later dived into another criminal act. Feeling remorseful, Fokang Eric asks for forgiveness from his victims.
I sincerely ask for forgiveness from all the families of the victims whom we tortured.
Commissaire Donfak and her team have called on all, especially the people of Bafoussam, to be vigilant and work with the forces of law and order to fish out these hoodlums.
Decentralization and public order was the theme of the first biannual governor conference, which took place yesterday in Yaoundé. The conference was chaired by Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji. Audrey Zatsa tells us more in the report that follows.
Chaired by Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, at the Yaoundé City Council, the 2-day workshop of regional governors, which started yesterday, 14th June, and ended this day, had as theme decentralization and public order. The region's first biannual conference of the year, where Minister Paul Atanganji and the 10 governors of regions discussed the country's security situation as a priority, emphasizing on the war against Boko Haram in the far north, secessionists in the 2 English-speaking regions, and subsequent attacks by rebel armed groups at the borders with Chad. Equally at the center of discussions were crimes and insecurities gaining ground in Douala, the fight against COVID-19, academic year coming to an end, and the preparation of African Cup of Nations, which shall be played in 5 of the 10 regions of the country. The governors were thus called upon to keep the fight against insecurity.
You and your collaborators, as well as the forces of law and order, must do everything possible to maintain public order, as well as protecting persons and their property. It is also important to supervise the proper execution of public contracts and report cases of abandoned public investment projects without justification.
In reaction, each governor presented exposés regarding the socio-political and economic situation of their regions of command.
We have some issues as far as insecurity is concerned. Globally, the situation is under control.
The situation of the Southwest region is under control, despite some misguided compatriots who are still moving around with guns, kidnapping, killings. The state administration is present in all the division, all the subdivision, and technical services are functioning. We realize more than 50% of the investment budget, meaning that thanks to the improvement of the security situation, the economic activities are resuming in the Northern region.
Problems in the border areas in Central African Republic. Now the situation is calm. The economy is booming.
suicide bomb. The Nigerian refugees are going back to their areas, and our IDPs also carry out their daily basis.
This meeting, held under high instruction of the head of state, comes at a moment when the socio-political and economic situation of the country is alarming.
Mayor Tondeli Fange Gabriel of Edinal Council has once again been recognized by the Lifetime Achievement Award as most outstanding mayor in 2020. The award was handed over to him over the weekend by the CEO of Lifetime Media Group, as Kumonorimbom reports.
The mayor of Edinal Municipality, Tondeli Fange Gabriel, has been recognized by the Lifetime Achievement Award as the most outstanding mayor in performance for 2020. A team of jurists led by the CEO of the Lifetime Media Group, Mr. Tim Finang, was in Edinal over the weekend to personally hand over the award to the laureate. Addressing councillors and staff of Edinal Council, the CEO of Lifetime Media Group said the event, which took place in Bafoussam on the 19th of May, commemorated the 10th anniversary of the Lifetime Achievement Award and saw the recognition of over 50 laureates for their contribution in nation building. 5 of the laureates came under the golden category, with the mayor of Edinal distinguishing himself in this category. He reminded the mayor that the award is a source of encouragement to him and his councillors to continue making Edinal a dreamland for investment. On his part, Mayor Tondeli Fange Gabriel thanked the jurists for choosing him among a lot of 33 mayors found in the Southwest region as the most outstanding mayor in performance for 2020. He called on councillors, management and staff of Edinal Council not to relent their support in its strides in making Edinal a dreamland for investment. The mayor equally esteemed words of gratitude to his first deputy mayor for his availability during his absence.
I feel just to fly, but unfortunately I don't have wings. Since I don't have wings, I will continue to stand, so that even if I want to fall, I know you will support me. On the 3rd of May, some of you accompanied me in Boya, where I received an award, the most developmental mayor's award from the Scoop Media. And today, I'm receiving another award from Lifetime Media.
The event took place under the watchful presence of the Divisional Officer for West Coast Subdivision, Ngaingong Stephen, who congratulated the mayor for such an achievement and for standing by the administration during the period of crisis for them to achieve the mission assigned to them by the state. It is worth mentioning that the Lifetime Achievement Award marks the second award won by Tondeli Fange Gabriel in 1 month. On the 3rd of May 2021, he received a similar award as the most developmental mayor for 2020 by the Scope Media Group. Both awards come to confirm the many developmental projects carried out by the mayor and his team since his re-election for a second mandate.
The Strategic Humanitarian Services SHUMAS Cameroon, in partnership with the Building Schools for Africa, has provided educational and infrastructural development to pupils, school authorities and parents of Ecole Publique Mindasi in Zeg Subdivision, Central Region of Cameroon. After many years, it is hoped that this free will donation will boost academics in this part of the country. Darling Gonde has more in the following report.
Created in 2012 as a community school and later on transformed into a government primary school in 2015, Ecole Publique de Mindasi, located in the Zeng subdivision of the Nyong and subdivision of the Central region of Cameroon, has been blessed with these free will educational infrastructural donations. Coming in as a helping hand in time of need is the non-profit Strategic Humanitarian Services SHUMAS Cameroon, alongside partner Building Schools for Africa, with the construction of 3 new classrooms, an office, a store, the construction of a 3-compartment gender-segregated VIP toilet for the pupils and teachers with hand-washing facilities, the provision of 27 new benches, 3 teachers' chairs and tables, as well as the provision of COVID-19 preventive kits.
SHUMAS is always working And when we came here, I sent a team that did the feasibility studies, and we realized that there was a need.
The responsibility of providing the teaching and learning infrastructure, which had been a burden to the local population through the Parents Teachers Association PTA of the school, has come to an end.
Impression is very positive. It's a very wonderful gesture. If I look at the structure that Schuman's enterprise has given to the population of this area, it's a cause of concern. It's something that the people are supposed to appreciate at every level. It's very good. My impression is very positive.
Previously, the plank makeshift structure of 3 classrooms put in place by the community and the PTA had no door, nor window shutters, uncemented floors, no ceilings, no permanent visible writing boards, with just a few benches. Worsening matters, over 67% of the pupils sat on the dusty or muddy floor, depending on the season of the year, despite all attempts to obtain government assistance.
Merci au Seigneur qui a permis à ce que nous fassions la rencontre de Monsieur le directeur général de Schumas. C'est un rêve qui se réalise. Ceux qui faisaient office d'école ici, c'était la honte de gens.
It's a big pleasure for us to benefit for this this modern infrastructure. You know, the school is a basis of the development.
The Director General of Schumas Cameroon, Mfomi Ndwerem Stephen Njodzeka, while officially handing over the projects to the Ministry of Basic Education, duly represented by the Subdivisional Officer von Zeng, has in return received widespread accolades from the cluster of dignitaries present, the entire school body, and the community at large, as it is hoped that this kind gesture will go a long way to curb the long-standing plight of educational infrastructural deficiency, thanks to the timely and collaborative intervention of Schumas Cameroon in partnership with Building Schools for Africa, UK.
Former students of GHS Nyasoso are determined now more than ever to ensure their alma mater resume activities come next year. The institution has been hit hard by the ongoing Anglophone crisis, or the ongoing crisis affecting the 2 English-speaking regions of Cameroon. This was one of the resolutions arrived at during an extraordinary General Assembly which took place over the weekend in Limbe. Kumono reports.
Ex-students of Government High School Nyasoso were in Limbe over the weekend for an extraordinary General Assembly ahead of a General Assembly slated to take place in Yaoundé in the months ahead. Going by the National President of NEGZA, Sone Abang Joseph Sone, NEGZA general meetings have not been able to hold for the past 5 years due to the socio-political crisis in the 2 English-speaking regions. He regretted the fact that the socio-political crisis has relegated GHS Nyasoso to the backdrop, with the school campus deserted to fighters. He called on Nexans to harness their resources and give to the alma mater the necessary support it needs to get back on its feet.
We congregate in order to strategize on how to socialize with ourselves as ex-students, and more particularly to plow back our efforts, what the school has given us back to the school, take care of the students who are there and the structures. But we know that as an association, we are a complementary instrument to the state institution, because it's a government high school and the state has the utmost responsibility to take care of the school. So we come in as a support instrument in terms of didactic issues and infrastructural issues.
Top on the agenda was to finalize a date and venue for the upcoming AGM and to bring everyone on board for proper organization. According to the Secretary General of NEGZA, Dr. Balbina Ebong, NEGZA can still boast of several achievements despite going 5 years without holding an AGM.
The principal of our school happens to be an ex-student, and his story is a pathetic one. The school is run down because apparently the school itself had been taken over by fighters or so, and the school couldn't run. The school has not been running for the past 3 years. There aren't any students there. We are hoping that, things will come back, the students will be able to come back, the parents and the villagers themselves will be able to mobilize to see that the school restarts, and then, of course, we, the ex-students, will be able to come in to provide what help we can.
Going by the host president, Justice Eban Toko, The importance of this meeting cannot be overemphasized, as it will charter a way forward to rebuild the institution which is at the verge of collapsing.
Staying there in the bush without students does not help anybody. So it is high time we start giving information to people that please let the children in GCs also attend school, then they'll be taught, then they'll be better Cameroonians to know.
The deliberations were frank and fruitful, all with the intention of bringing GHS Nyasoso back to its former glory.
You're watching for 6:30 Prime News on My Major Prime. Ahead of internship season this July 2021, students from the Department of Communication and Development Studies at the University of Bamenda have organized a one-day seminar aimed at preparing the students of the department on the need to uphold responsible behaviors and easily blend theory with practicals. Student journalist Nube Naivuna sat through the conference or seminar and compiled the following.
The need to uphold responsible behaviors, a sense of composure, how to sustain professional links, and a chance to retain a job upon graduation was the focus of discussions at a one-day internship seminar organized over the weekend by the Department of Communication and Development Studies of the State University of Bamenda.
Comportement à adopter lorsqu'ils sont en stage. Parce que depuis un certain temps, on a constaté que lorsque les enfants sont dans les entreprises, dans les organisations, ils ne savent pas comment se comporter et ça reflète une mauvaise image sur l'université, sur le département et sur l'entreprise. Ça fait que les prochaines fois, on a des entreprises ou bien les directeurs d'entreprise ont tendance à refuser l'intégration des étudiants en stage.
Being a unique department in the university, students of Communication and Development Studies are entitled to a one-month internship at any communication and development institution, during which are expected to uphold responsible behaviors, network, and impact their choice of institution.
It's not actually to seduce their bosses, but it's unconsciously, more or less, because they don't have that knowledge. So we're hoping that by explaining to them, by telling them how to carry themselves and how to dress, it's going to help them to change that attitude. And of course, if they can do it in a way that is not going to be offensive, you know, it will be even better.
Here is the take-home message of some students who attended the workshop.
Coming to this workshop, I had a lot of expectations, and I'm happy that these expectations were met, because now when I'll be going for internship, I will know just what to expect. And from this workshop, that's helped me to be able to know how to interact with the people, with my fellow interns, as well as my bosses there.
I'm about going for my second internship, and that's development. I've learned to become an employee and not just an employee.
And I believe what I got is going to help me know how to acquaint while I meet new faces and new people. And it's also going to help me know how to approach the people I meet in the field. And I believe it's also going to boost the morale of those who are going for their first internships.
The seminar, which had over 200 students in attendance, comes barely weeks ahead of the department's internship season and charges students to create lasting professional relations during internship and a chance of retaining a job upon graduation.
Cameroon is experiencing disturbing rising figures in COVID-19 positive cases 2 months after the launch of vaccination campaign. According to Minister of Public Health Manauda Malachi, more than 80,000 persons have been confirmed positive so far. Audrey Zatsa has more.
Malgré la campagne de vaccination lancée au Cameroun en avril 2021, ce depuis l'arrivée du vaccin chinois Sinopharm, la pandémie du coronavirus semble avoir pris une autre tournure. Le nombre de personnes infectées augmente de jour en jour. Le ministre de la Santé publique, Dr Manauda Malachi, a publié vendredi dernier les chiffres actualisés de la pandémie au Cameroun. À l'en croire, l'on compte désormais plus de 80 000 cas confirmés. Selon les statistiques publiées, les cas actifs s'évaluent à 1475, alors que le pays compte 1310 décès. Bien que le taux de guérison est de 96%, le ministre, dans son tweet, a lancé un nouvel appel au respect des mesures barrières édictées par le gouvernement depuis le début de cette pandémie et à la vaccination massive. Comment amener les populations à se faire vacciner et à rester prudent, même si l'on a été vacciné. C'est désormais le pari et le défi du Cameroun.
We now talk about protests at the Cameroon embassy in Belgium. The protesters stormed the embassy demanding the release of Cameroonian arrested recently for abusive utterances against state authorities. Minister of External Relations has however called for explanations from Belgian ambassador to Cameroon. Details with Gladys Bomotongina in the French language.
L'ambassade du Cameroun en Belgique a vu ses services interrompus lundi 14 juin 2021 alors que certains membres de la brigade anti-sardinade s'y sont introduits, mettant à la porte tout le monde afin de pouvoir discuter et exprimer à l'ambassadeur du Cameroun leur désir à voir le jeune Itembe Clément interpellé il y a quelques jours de cela et présentement à la prison de Mbanga pour avoir tenu des propos injurieux à l'endroit du président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, et ses ministres. Pour eux, c'était juste un moyen pour le jeune homme d'exprimer son mal-être en tant que Camerounais. Ayant quitté les lieux quelque temps après suite à une intervention des forces de maintien de l'ordre belge, les manifestants ont promis de poursuivre ce type d'action dans d'autres ambassades au cas où leurs revendications n'étaient pas prises en considération. Par ailleurs, le chef de la diplomatie belge au Cameroun, Éric Jacquemin, a été convoqué en après-midi d'hier par le ministre des Relations extérieures camerounais, le jeune Belambela, reprochant une défaillance sécuritaire autour de l'ambassade du Cameroun à Bruxelles. Ce dernier dénonce donc une ruse utilisée par ses opposants du régime au pouvoir à se faire passer pour des potentiels demandeurs de visa pour agir ensuite. Il rassure néanmoins la diplomatie du Cameroun sur le fait que tous ces manifestants seront identifiés et que des mesures nécessaires seront prises à leur endroit, suivies d'une décision judiciaire.
Etape Kanting has sports news in the French language.
C'est officiel. Coton Sport et la JS Kabylie disputeront leur demi-finale de la Coupe de la CAF phase aller au stade d'Amadou Ahidjo à Yaoundé le 20 juin 2021 à 17 h. Une information relayée dans un communiqué de presse publié hier, lundi par la Fcfa Foot, devant se disputer au stade Rumdi Adja de Garoua, mais en raison du manque du système de VAR, cette rencontre aura plutôt lieu dans la capitale politique. Une décision prise par la CAF, malgré les engagements pris par le gouvernement pour la mise à disposition du VAR dans ce stade de Garoua dans la nouvelle demande de reprogrammation. Parlant de la CAN 2022, le secrétaire général de la CAF, Véron Moussongo Ombam, en mission de travail au Cameroun, a été reçu en audience hier lundi 14 juin 2021 par le ministre des Sports et de l'Éducation physique, Nassis Mouele Kombi, dans l'après-midi à Yaoundé, en présence du vice-président du COCAN, M. Seydou Bombondjoya, et du directeur du tournoi, M. Michel Dissa Kembarga. Les échanges étaient axés sur les préparatifs liés à l'organisation par le pays de Samuel Eto'o de la CAN Total Énergie Cameroun 2021. Cette audience arrive dans un contexte où la polémique autour de la question s'enflamme dans les réseaux sociaux. À l'issue de cet exercice, le secrétaire général de la CAF a accordé quelques mots à la presse.
Est-ce que c'est la CAF qui l'a dit? Les réseaux sociaux, ce n'est pas la CAF, cher ami. Si la CAF ne dit pas ça, si l'organisation locale ne dit pas ça, si la fédération ne dit pas ça, il faut pas écouter les autres.
15 juin 2021, fin de séjour au Cameroun, Véron Moussongo Omba a présidé une séance de travail avec le COCAN au Palais des Sports de Yaoundé sur l'état de préparatifs de la compétition de 2022. Dans la foulée, il aura également procédé à l'inauguration des bureaux de la CAF, non sans oublier de visiter le complexe sportif d'Olembe qui va accueillir les cérémonies d'ouverture et clôture de la CAN. Maintenant, parlant du foot à l'international, l'Euro première journée, groupe D, la République tchèque a battu l'Écosse à domicile hier avec 2-0 au stade Hampden Park à travers le doublé de Patrick Schick à la 42e et 52e minute. Élu homme du match, le joueur du Bayern de Leverkusen aurait inscrit l'un des plus jolis buts de l'Europe.
It's a wrap for Prime News today. See you tomorrow at 6:30, God willing, for another edition. The news was produced by Ewane Elaine Olinga, coordinated by Lasha Kinsley. My name is Genda Pelgrim Blanche King. Until we meet again tomorrow, stay tuned to Major Prime. Prime R is up next. Happy viewing. Good night.